I've had some people ask me, well, if jihad is all part of Islam, how come my good Muslim friend doesn't seem like a jihadist? Well, first, let's ask what kind of jihadist he might or might not be. Most people, when they think of jihadists, think of some things like Benghazi or 9/11, what we would call jihad of the sword. Now remember, there's 4 kinds of jihad: sword, mouth, pen, and money. So just because your good Muslim friend doesn't seem like he's violent, which is what you expect out of a jihadist, doesn't mean that he's not a jihadist. But we also have to understand this. Even if he is of the sword, violent kind of jihad, that even the Quran itself doesn't say that every Muslim is to be active as a warrior jihadist all the time. For instance, there were times when going out for combat, which is jihad of the sword, Muhammad said one time to Ali, "Don't go, take care of family." Then another time he did the same with Uthman. He said, "Don't come to the battle, stay with the family." But more than that, there is a doctrine that all Muslims do not have to take part in jihad. Let me read you the verse. 9:122. The faithful should not all go out together to fight. If part of every troop remained behind, they could instruct themselves in their religion and warn the people that when they return to them, that they should guard against evil. So what does that say? It says that not every Muslim should go out to fight. But you see, the Quran and jihad are extremely practical. In the Second World War, the United States was in total war, and yet only about 10% of the nation was signed up in the military, and of those who were in the military, even fewer were on the front lines. So no nation ever sends all of its people out to war. Usually 10% is about as many as you'll field at one time. Notice also that amongst the Muslims, you're going to have those who are ill, blind, female, too old, or too young. So it is silly to think that every Muslim should be a jihadist with a sword. Now then, let me go back to the fact that jihad has 4 manifestations, and let me give you an example of a kind of jihad that you don't think of as jihad, but it is. Religious dialogues. They are a form of jihad because they use the speech in order to make points against the kafir. Remember also that jihad means struggle. And so any aspect where a Muslim struggles against the society he's in, such as writing a letter to the editor, is part of jihad. So you may have friends who are Muslim jihadists and you just don't know it. But even if Islam is in full jihad, doesn't mean that every Muslim is going to have a sword or a body bomb on. So that's the answer as to why not every Muslim seems to be a violent jihadist. They're not supposed to be. Thank you.